the simplest way you can find your limiting beliefs. So I have a really powerful tip that I share with every single one of my clients to help you positively rewire yourself in all areas of life. And it goes like this: your brain is a supercomputer. We don't get taught this at school, but it's true. We are the programmer and the program. So not to get too deep and dive off the deep end straight away, but when you know these fundamental truths of how powerful you are, then you realize that if you just take control of this, then your whole life will change. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk, what you're saying about yourself, what you think about yourself, is a program that is running constantly. So for example, if you tell yourself, I always sabotage, or I always procrastinate, you are quite literally programming the computer of your mind to experience more of that, more of what you do not wish. So even if you have procrastinated and sabotaged over and over and over again in the past, this does not mean you are destined to continue procrastinating, sabotaging, fill in the blank. I'm going to break all of this down, make it really simple so you completely get it. But rule number one is this: you've got to start observing what is going on up here. You've got to start witnessing, watching, observing the mind. What you're saying about yourself, positively, negatively, all of it. Just observe it without judgment. That is step one. This awareness of self is imperative if you want to become something else, if you want to become the greatest expression of yourself, or even just a better version of yourself. Number one, awareness of the thinking mind. What you're saying about yourself, what you're saying to yourself, unconsciously, subconsciously, consciously, what you're texting, what you're writing, how you're portraying yourself, what you've decided for yourself, what you're affirming about yourself. Number two, when this is rolling every day, you're aware of what you're saying, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and you're just taking notes. Number two is to stop repeating what you do not prefer. Let's break it down. It's all about what you don't prefer and what you do prefer, and you have the choice to either go down this path or this path. You get to decide in every single moment whether you're going to continue to do something or not do something. So we stop expecting to experience what we do not want. This immediately puts you in a state of peace, tranquility, equanimity. You're not expecting to create those chemicals in the body that induce fear and encourage anxiety. You're coming from a place of peace. You're feeling safe in the here and now. And ultimately, that's what all of this is about. If number one is awareness of the self, number two is realizing what we do not want, number three, you've guessed it, is to decide what you do prefer, what you do want to experience, holding on to that intention, and then running that every single day. And these three things, once mastered, once practiced on a daily basis, this is how the tipping point happens. It's inevitable. In just a second, I'm going to share some of the ones I've caught recently in my sessions. It's mind-blowing when you hear this stuff, when you realize, oh, I have been saying these things all of the time. But first of all, I just want to really break it down, what this is, what it's about. Anything we say as a definite statement, anytime we repeat what we do not want, we create it. A client once said to me, oh, affirmations don't work for me. I've tried them, they just don't work. That's an affirmation. What? What you just said is an affirmation. You have a program running that says all affirmations do not work for me. I've tried them, they do not work. End of. I affirm that that is my belief. Oh. Words are like spells, and that's why they call it spelling. You got a spelling test, you got to do your spelling homework. Can you spell this? How do you spell? We're spelling. How have we not figured this out? The connection here of the magical spells that the witches do. spelling. We are spelling every single day with our words. We are writing them, we are texting them, we are creating our lives through our words and our actions and how we feel about ourselves. So let's refresh. Right now is a blank canvas. It's always a blank canvas. Anything that you've done in the past, anything that you think about yourself is in the past. It's not what is, it's not how it is. That's not true. That is, in fact, a lie. You are telling yourself, I do this, I do that. No, you don't. You have done that. Previously, up until now, in the past, you've thought this or done that or believed that about yourself. It's not true to say this is how it is. Anything that you affirm as is in fact not true. It's a lie. It's a false belief. We've got to learn to stop lying to ourselves and catch these false beliefs and turn them into a belief that we do prefer. This rewires our brain and then helps us manifest that which we desire. So first of all, we've got to know what we're looking out for. We've got to catch our negative, unwanted self-talk, and we've got to know what we're looking out for. So I'm just going to share with you a few that I've caught recently in my sessions, and they're really subtle. You know, the obvious ones are, I can't do this, I always do that. These are the easy ones to get, but when you know what you're looking for, you get there quicker. So when people say to me, people are, no they're not. No they're not. They have been. Oh, I have a giant problem. No you don't. You've believed you've had a giant problem. I really struggle with money. No, you don't. You've struggled with money. You've believed you've struggled with money. It's not a true statement to claim that that's who you are at your core. That's a definite, I struggle with money. No, you don't. I still have a bad mindset around, no, you do not. There is no still. Right now in this moment is a blank canvas. Nothing that you have been or thought about yourself in the past has to carry over into the future because we do not know the future. So it's a lie, it's a false belief. I still. No, you don't. Yeah, the thing about me is, go on. The thing about me is I always procrastinate. Oh, no you don't. No you don't. In the past, you've procrastinated because probably out of fear for being successful or not being successful. If you don't do the thing, then you've always got something to blame it on. Oh, it's because I'm a procrastinator. No, you're not. In the past, you've procrastinated, but that's not who you are. I still feel weird about it. No, you don't. In the past, you've brought up memories about that thing, and in the present, you've decided to subscribe to the old beliefs about that thing. There is no still. We're in a constant state of change. Life is change. Everything is energy and flow. Nothing is finite. Even in this seemingly physical universe, nothing is finite. There is no, I still do this. Stop lying to yourself. It's hard to comprehend everything that people... No, it's not. No, it's not. But I hear you, because that was my life when I was younger. I believed I couldn't comprehend what people were saying. It was all too quick and I could never latch on to what they were saying and write down the notes at school. And that's why I started chipping away at my own self-worth. I believed I wasn't as good as everybody else who could just pick up this stuff. But guess what? That thinking of I can't do this, I find it hard to comprehend or fill in the blank, that's the problem. When we catch the problem and we change the ending and we go from victimhood to empowerment, this is when we rewire our brain and we can become unstoppable. Just as a reminder, I was dyslexic, I was an alcoholic, I was anxious, depressed, and had panic attacks for 10 years. I called myself stupid. I considered myself to be lower than everybody else. I rewired myself through all of these things, and I have become a different person, an empowered person because of these tools. They are effortless. The relationship will eventually tarnish. Oh, will it? Will it? Do you know 100% that the relationship will tarnish. Just lies that you're casting out there. Usually I get stuck or I get blocked just thinking about all of the things I have to do on my to-do list. Do you? No, you don't. Usually. What is this usually? In the past, I have experienced X, Y, and Z. There is no usually. That would mean that you could see the future and you are watching yourself repeating all these patterns. You're doing that in the mind, but it's not real. It's an illusion you've created for yourself to keep you small, living in fear, to not step outside of the box where danger is. This is the job of the subconscious mind, to keep you safe. So on one hand, it's doing a great job. On the other hand, it's keeping you doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again. So the variables of you potentially meeting danger are really, really slim. But guess what? If you want to become something else, you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to become undeniable, unstoppable, level up, you have to dissolve the old self, the old patterns, the old running programs. You need to dive into that fear, the unknown. Usually I get stuck. Give me a break. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself right now. Are we on the same page? I think so. So all of these are lies. These are the lies that we say on a daily basis to reinforce what we do not want to experience. So if we truly want to rewire ourselves and become something new, to become the best version of ourselves, we have to reframe all of these lies that we're telling ourselves and put them in the past where they belong. Okay, so that is the first part. This is what we have to master. Once we've mastered this, half the job is done. The next step is to create a new code, a new belief, a new habit, a new ending, something to direct our focus, our attention. Remember, energy goes where attention flows. And if everything is energy and in flow, it's kind of in our best interest to harness that energy into what we do want. So remember, the first part is what we don't want. We've realized, oh, I do not want this. I do not want that thought. This goes in the past. Then we've just got to decide what we do want, what feels right, what feels neutral, what feels optimistic. We don't lie to ourselves, we just reframe it so it works for us. And this is how we change our reality. This is how we become something new, a new version of ourselves, a new upgraded, evolved self, something that we can subscribe to. Talking of subscribing, follow this channel wherever you're listening to this. Let's keep this interactive. I always want to hear from you, how you're doing on your journey. If you've got any questions, just DM me. I'm here for you. This is what this is for. I'm here to congratulate you, to empower you, to cheerlead you on your journey so you can have a more effortless existence while you're building your movement, your dream. You're focusing your attention on yourself and your mission and your vision so you can help more people do the same. This is a win-win-win, a win for me, a win for you, and a win for the world. So like, follow, subscribe, and all of that jazz, because it's just good for all of us. All right, let's go. Living a life of liberation, we take 100% responsibility for everything in our reality. It's not necessarily your fault. You're not necessarily to blame. Maybe you are. But if you take 100% responsibility, you go from victimhood to empowered consciousness. No more pointing fingers. You take control. And the way that we do this on a fundamental level is master this self-talk. So we've put everything in the past. It's now time to reframe it to what we do want. So this is how we do it. This is absolute gold. And once you've mastered this, which you can just by listening to this, you've got it. You've just got to practice on a daily basis. And if you've got a partner or a friend that can hold you accountable while you're mastering this, even better. And of course, if you want to work one-to-one, I'll help you get there quicker. So we've got to observe everything we're saying to ourselves, about ourselves, to other people with fine focus. And the first part of this is to reframe everything in the past by saying, in the past, I, or up until now, the present moment, I, previously, I. Any of these work a treat, and if you've got any others, let me know. I always like to build up my bank of ways to reframe things and put them in the past where they belong. This is deprogramming ourselves. We've been walking around saying X, Y, and Z. We're now deprogramming ourselves and putting that where it belongs. Let's start reprogramming ourselves by saying, in the past, I used to procrastinate, but now I'm choosing to notice when I'm being lazy or not doing what I should do, and I'm going to take action. Up until now, I've struggled with money, but now I'm choosing to learn and study money and realize it's just energy, and my limiting beliefs are part of the past, and I'm choosing now to be empowered about my thoughts about money. I used to feel stuck and blocked every time I thought about my to-do list. But now I'm choosing to take responsibility, do one thing at a time, and just get it done. So you can see how easy this is. You're not lying to yourself. You're putting everything in the past where it belongs, and you're meeting the present moment with empowerment, with truth. This is where I want to go. This is how I feel. This is what I'm going to do. And there'll be moments where you slip up and you say something that is actually part of the past, and all you have to do is go, in the past, I blah, 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 but now blah, 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 blah. And if you do this every single day, you'll start to deprogram yourself of all of the things that you do not want to be experiencing and doing, and you'll put them in the past where they belong. And you'll start to reprogram yourself for what you do want. You will experience the reality that you desire. Take 100% responsibility for yourself, for your mission, for your vision. Make it happen. It all starts up here. You got this. I love you. I'll see you on the next one.